It's cold outside. That's right, it's 46 degrees in the van currently, and the wind chill is closer to that 23. I have a guest. This is Socks. Socks is the biggest cat in the feral cat colony. Socks is like the big pillow for everyone. He's the only one that has long hair. He's also the only one who, you know, he can run really fast for being such a chunky boy. Oh, and there's another one. So don't mind me, I'll just be covered up here in the van trying to stay warm while I am trying to figure out some things. I am currently trying to assess what I can work on inside of the house so that I don't have to be out here in the cold, and there are a few things that I needed to kind of troubleshoot before I hit the road. The first of which I already did on our little Walmart trip the other day. I purchased this body pillow, which is a king size pillow and a king size pillowcase. This is very much so something that I needed in the van because I previously had a body pillow that was a little bit larger than this space. So what it would do is it would make everything kind of fall forward. So I decided to get something that was more suited for the space size, and it works super well. So that's done. For those who aren't familiar, I have sciatica, and that means that sometimes if I've had a really eventful day, my back hurts. It just is what it is, and I've learned to adapt and adjust. I've been experiencing this for years now. It is much better than it used to be, but it's still there. So because of that, sometimes I just have to be preventative, and sometimes I have to have a little aftercare. And normally what that means is I stretch more in the mornings, I stretch more in the evenings, and the way that I sleep truly does impact how I feel. I also use a series of other pillows. I have a very small pillow that I was gifted from Mountain House last year, and it is absolutely amazing. It was just one of our ambassador gifts, and I have loved it as my just like regular lay down, go to sleep pillow. It's small, it goes just about anywhere that I need it to, and it's very nice. It's by Hest, and I definitely love that pillow. However, that brought me to the conclusion that I am toting around a couple other pillows that may have to change their purpose a little bit, and so I need to envision how that's going to happen. Number one, this guy right here. This actually matches my actual comforter. Gray on one side, turquoise on the other. I really love this color combo. However, the problem that I'm having is, as you can see, this pillow actually at one point in time had structure. It had form. Now it's just not. It's dead. It's reduced in size by at least half. It's now just kind of like a shadow of its former self. So I decided that I either needed to replace this pillow or I just needed to take it out altogether. Now, what did this pillow do in my van? This pillow was the pillow that I would use whenever I was having like a lot of problems with my back, the lower back specifically, in the hip region. So what I would do with this is I'd squish it up in a variety of different ways, and because it had more form, it would actually stay in those positions, and then I could put it between my knees, and that would take off some of that pressure from that sciatic nerve in my lower hip area. Unfortunately, this now doesn't do that, so I need to probably just take this out for the time being. So there goes that. What other pillows do I have in here? Well, I have two of these guys right here. I really love these decorative pillows. Typically, you guys have seen me pack these time and time again. I keep extra blankets, extra clothes in these, and they're perfect because they're a good size to just sit on the couch, and I can use them to either give me extra support when I'm sitting in the floor for my back, or I use these pretty much every night at the end of my bed to basically extend my bed out if I don't want to put it all the way down. Okay, you guys see this back area right here? This is actually one of the folds in the tri-fold mattress. There are altogether 3 sections that are even in size. Typically, there are 2 of them below me where I'm sitting on the couch part right now, and 1 behind, and that allows me to have full-on couch mode, which is lovely. It is so nice. I can sit in the upright, I can do things, I can cook on a table and be sitting on an actual seat. That part is great. However, during the cold months, whenever it's, say as cold as it right now, where I can see my breath, oh my goodness, it's so cold, guys. I don't like to be able to touch this by accident in the night. I just don't. So normally what I do is I leave this section up, and I do that sometimes during other parts of the year as well, just for convenience, but especially during the winter. And what this does is it gives me a good 4 inches of insulation between my head and the back doors. So the air that seeps through sometimes whenever it's super windy, it doesn't get me. The cold to the touch metal that you could by accident dabble on, doesn't get me, because this guy right here protects me. Now, does that stop me from touching this? No, but this is slightly warmer. Does it stop me from touching this? No, but I actually put something over that side, which is a different story for a different day. But moral of the story, when I don't fold this out all the way, that means that my bed doesn't go all the way out to the back of the other seat, which means I normally stick these guys down there, and, well, normally that gives me lots of good support so that my feet don't feel like they're sinking, and then also I don't feel like I'm really missing out on any of the bed. It's actually pretty comfortable because these give me so much stabilization that I don't feel like I toss and turn quite as much even. So you're probably thinking, okay, who cares if you pull your bed all the way out or not? And what does this have to do with the bigger picture here? These are the pillows that I put at the end of the bed. So if I'm using them for something else, I can't use them for that too. So I was kind of thinking of, okay, well, if I need to replace this, do I get 2 more of these pillows or do I do something different? Which led me to a really great conclusion that I can't put in the van until it arrives on Wednesday. But I think it's going to be great. See, there's a few weird things that I've noticed along the way that are just like little things for me that I would like to improve about my space. On my previous series, you saw I have all this leg room in my space where I can spread completely out and I can just sit in the floor. I can sit on the couch. I have several different seating options in my space whenever I'm inside the van so that I can get the most bang for my buck, so to speak. One of the things, though, that I notice, especially during the winter months, is the floor itself is rather cold. And so normally I'm sitting on something. Now, in the past, I have just popped this guy out and sat on top of it because, again, it's squishy, which is probably why it has reduced in its ability to be fluffy, because I have sat my entire body weight on it for hours on it. But I don't have anything other than like a blanket or something that I could do that with if I take this out. So what I'm going to do is I'm purchasing something that is something I also have in my tiny home that I tried out that I really love. They are these round yoga pillow covers. And then I can do the same thing I do with these, with the yoga pillow covers, where I take all of my auxiliary items, like my extra thermals or my extra blankets. Now, after I pack this thing full of my stuff, I can put it at the end of the bed so I have this nice even surface. That'll be great. Or I can sit it in the floor and I can have a nice surface to sit on that is not cold. And I'm really happy about that. But also that'll help me with the space of storing more bulky items during the winter, because let's face it, items like this that are more bulky do take up more room. And because of that, normally, because I only have 35 square feet, they don't fit in here. So I have to throw them up onto the roof, climb up the ladder, go grab them, climb up the ladder, go grab them. So instead of taking all of those trips up and down the ladder, what I'm going to do instead is take all those little fluffy tracksuits that I have, and I'm just going to throw them in that pillow, and they'll be right here. And they'll serve as a chair. They will serve as a storage ottoman. And it will be like an extended closet that I can rotate things into. So as I start to notice that the puff is losing its intensity, I can just put something else in there because I have those other things probably off to get washed. And I think that that's going to work out super well for me. So I've solved those issues. Now I just need to solve a couple more issues. Do I have both of my heating blankets? Yes or no? If not, where did I put the other one? I'm going to check that out. I'm going to take these inside to restuff them. That other pillow is going to go away, and I am getting close. I am getting really close, and I am glad because since we started this video, we have dropped in temperature even more. Okay, first things first, after I did a few things in the van, I came in and I have a package, and it's from Set Power. This is an insulated cover for my PT30 refrigerator. Now, if you guys paid attention over the summer months and into the fall, I was traveling and I had 2 refrigerators, and I was just having a struggle bus to keep them kind of doing what they need to do. The place that I have them in the van is in the front seat in the passengers area, where clearly, Yeah, it just gets hot. It gets hot there. So I was trying to wrap them with Reflectix and do all sorts of things. And ultimately, that kind of worked out, but not entirely because it's not designed for that. But whenever I started using the PT30, I noticed that they had an insulated cover that was available. And so I did want to try that out because I've never used an insulated cover before. So we're going to put that on the PT30. If this works out, I'm going to wait for a little bit and try to see if they put out one for the RF20. And if they do, I'll just always rock a cover on those two fridges because that is super handy if it is helpful. So with that said, let's see what this guy looks like. Now, this should come out pretty easily. It should just be a slip and slide box, but it does have some tape. So with that said, I'm just going to kind of cut into the sides. And then, sure enough, we have a dual zone cover right here. Now, I do like the color of the refrigerator. It is black. However, the cover of it is also nice because it looks like it's this nice gray color, but it's still in the plastic, so let's get it out and see what it actually looks like. First things first, it comes with two of these little ratchet straps, and they're just in black. You can ratchet them down, and then you can pop them into place to keep them held together, and that'll secure the unit. But this is the thing I'm the most excited about. This is the bottom of it. It has almost like a duffel bag bottom with little feet on it to make it slip resistant. It opens up like this. It has this like mylar feeling material. It's like a very strong mylar feeling. Very silver, very reflectic. And then it also has Velcro kind of around the rim of this. So once we do put it inside, the vents can still vent on this one. This is why it's important to get the correct kind of insulated cover, because if we would have gotten a different model, the vents might not have been able to vent correctly. But you set it down into it, and then you put the top on it, and then this gives it a nice level of protection from the elements to keep it a little bit cooler and more well insulated. It also has this little area on the front that is a display window, so not only can I see what the temps are, but I'll also be able to still adjust them through this plastic. I am so excited about this little test that we're going to be doing on the road because, again, I've never had a refrigerator that had an insulative sleeve. A lot of you have suggested that I try to fashion one, but Set Power actually makes them for all of their units for the most part. And so you can just go onto their website and find the unit that you have, and if they have one available, there you go. They're not super expensive for what they are, and so it's a very big value if it saves you power. Ultimately, especially in small vans, we are really trying to make sure we're being the most economical when it comes to the power and the resources that we use. And so if this helps, I will be excited. Now again, this is a dual zone refrigerator freezer, so I can make it freezer, freezer, refrigerator, freezer, or refrigerator, refrigerator. And so this gives me just another added layer of something to help me out. Okay, I just got up and this is the first thing that's at my door. This is not the package for the thing that's going to fix the van, but it is a package that I was waiting on. Overall, my order got split up into two orders. I don't know why. It's just kind of the way Amazon is. So I'm assuming they came from different places. I don't know. Anyway, I have something inside here that is also going to go in the van. So at least I can kind of get a feel for the size of it. And with it being in this box, I'm assuming the box is just big. Oh, this box is just huge. That's the conclusion. Because this is the entire package right here. Now this is something that I am excited about. This is actually for one of the days that Riley and I are going to be hanging out specifically, but also I figure that I can get some other use out of it because it's supposed to be warm. For my special project, I'm filming a lot of interesting things, and this is one of them right here. So I guess I'll cut into this and then it'll puff out to its actual potential, and then we can check it out. So you might be thinking, but what is it that it needs to puff up? Well, I am going to be celebrating something pretty neat, and I wanted a costume-like thing for it. So I found this guy right here, which is so cute. It's wrapped up still though, so I need to continue unwrapping it.
Oh, sometimes I get a good feeling. Are you ready?
Okay, no big deal. deal. I'm just over here being a panda, guys. Oh, I'm so excited. Now, the hat that I used to have was just a panda hat. It had a face on it, and it came down, and then there were some little pockets. This is going to be much warmer. It is kind of big, I will say. I'm 5'7", so average height. I am a curvy queen. This thing has plenty of room to wiggle. It has a nice pocket in the front, which I'm so hype about. All of it is Sherpa lined, so has this nice fuzziness on the inside. Now, again, I'm going to be filming a special thing for my big project, and so I thought this was really cute for that. But like, this is so cozy. This goes down far enough, almost to my knees completely, so that means that all of this area is going to be able to stay nice and toasty. So, yeah. Did I just find the most excellent way to stay warm during the winter months of travel? Possibly. In the meantime, is it one of the more funny things that I've purchased? Yeah. But does it definitely serve a big purpose in my space? Oh, yes. So now I just have to figure out if I'm going to put this in a pillow, like whenever I'm not using it, or if I'm going to hang it up, or if I'm going to roll it up. I don't know. All I know is this is warm. Like earlier I was saying, it's in the 20s right now. I don't feel cold whatsoever, and I actually feel warmer in this than I did the bathrobe. So the only thing I will say is, again, because it's kind of long, I wish that there was like a thumb hole or something to hold it in place, because it kind of is going to move a little bit, and that's okay, I think. So I'm kind of thinking I could wear this with some like black sweatpants under it, and that way I could be the full-on panda, and then I could do some dorky dancing with Riley maybe, because she's gonna have something similar, and it's gonna be so fun. Are we big kids at heart? Absolutely. But does this serve a purpose of warmth? Yes. If you are looking to stay warm in a small space, heating blankets are great. Little heaters are awesome. But realistically, something like this to sleep in, and then it has a little button up here to kind of pull it in even more. Ooh. Oh, it's so cozy. I'm pleased with this. I'm very pleased with this. Oh, the ears. I can feel the ears moving around. Guys, I'm wondering why I hadn't gotten one of these before. If they would have had it in a bunny, I would have gotten it in a bunny. They did not. They only had it in bears, pandas. They had a unicorn, which was really cute, but it was really bright colored, and I didn't want that for what I'm doing. They also had a couple others. I'm going to leave a link for this because it's just so cozy, but at the same time, think about things like this. It doesn't have to necessarily be an animal. It could be just a plain one. They have some really cool colors, but like, oh my goodness. Like if I would have had this a couple days ago, I probably would just be living in it. It's going to take everything in my being to pack this in the van, knowing that we're going through this cold front right now, just because I don't want to get it dirty and then have to wash it before I leave. Oh my gosh, it's so cozy. Okay, now that I took that off, I have one other thing that did come in today, so I'm just going to pull my hair back up. Ultimately, I've been wearing a hat, so it's just kind of doing whatever it's doing. It is fine. I have these. These might just look like regular sunglasses. You guys know I wear sunglasses a lot, but in fact, these are not regular sunglasses. They are light up glasses. So like, here we go. They have different designs. Go, go. I could wear these for football. That would be cool. Let's see. Cool. Okay. Then they do this pattern. And then they do a different pattern. Hearts. Fireworks. Dollar bills, y'all. Kissing fish, cool, or XOXO. It's actually kissing fish though. Yeah, cool. So you might be saying, why did you get sunglasses that aren't really sunglasses? What are these for? This is for the special project. It's gonna be awesome. It'll all make sense after it's completely finished, but until then, it's just gonna look like a bunch of chaos. But let's just put it this way. 2025 is the year that I told myself I was gonna do all the things that I wanted to do. All of the things, and this big project encompasses a lot of them. It's going to be a wild year. It's going to be a weird year. It's going to be a year filled with so many interesting things. But amongst those, there's going to be things like this. Okay, the seat's coming out. Dad is loosening all of the little bolts right now. And then we have two back here, and then the seat folds down and goes back in storage. I dust everything out, put the carpet back in, and then we're good to go. Okay, now I'm gonna move the van so we can take the seat out. Oh, it's pretty cold today, so trying to get this done so I can get the van loaded in because, we got some things to do and snow is in the forecast. So trying to get all this done before that. You know, that was the thing I was not expecting when it came time for me to hit the road, was that I might be in some bad weather. Yeah, that's a possibility now. So it's okay. It's okay. We can do this. We can do this. Okay, while I'm out here, this tire looks low, so I'm going to go ahead and check it. It could just be that it's cold, but it does look a bit low. So here we go. It could be a little low. Let's try that one more time. Yeah, it's a little low. Okay, Dad's getting me all tightened back up, and then I'm going to sweep this out. I'm going to pull it up to the front, sweep it out. I'm going to put my carpet back down, and that'll keep everything nice and safe. Okay, so that's something to look forward to doing. It's very cold right now, so I'm not going to stress out too much, because even though that is low, even though that is not good, I don't think putting air in it at this particular second is going to help it any. So I'm just going to move the van over and I'm going to start loading in the things, and then I will handle this as my very last thing that I do before I head out. That way, if I need a patch, I can get a patch, or if I need a new tire, I can get a new tire. I don't think it's going to come to that, but I may have a slow leak. So the best way to figure that out is to kind of do a little assessing of things. Okay, it doesn't have to be perfect. It just needs to be better than it was. So I'm going to get some of these little stickers out of here. And a lot of people have suggested, ooh, I should get a little vacuum. I'm just not interested in that. Most of the time, I don't need one. I go to a car wash and just vacuum out all my carpet. I use my dust brush here all the time just to keep all of the things off of the rubberized sections like this. And you know what? I live in my adventure space, so I just kind of understand that sometimes there's going to be dust. That's just part of being on the road. And so I keep it as clean as possible, but the main thing is keeping it as contained as possible. Okay, which way does this go? Okay, perfect. Goes into place. And there's a little cut for that. I need to take this part and put it under this part so that it sits flat. Like so. Okay, these little Walmart carpets have been super, super handy. So I gotta figure this out, and then I'll put this on top of it. Okay, now this part goes over, and I need to make sure I can see the screen. It has Velcro that aligns. The handle still sticks out, and then there's still a space for me to plug it in. And then the vents are still vented. Okay, this is gonna be really cool. So now this part goes over, and there's more Velcro that completely puts it into place. Okay, this is really, really nice. Now, I'm not going to load up either one of these until right before I leave. That's the last thing I do every single trip, is I bring out my food and I put it in, and then I plug everything in. So I just need to get them in place so I can figure out where a place is for everything. And then I'll do my test driving to make sure there's no rattling noises, and I'll be in pretty good shape. Okay, here is the Set Power RF20. That is the PT30. Originally, I was going to put this one on the bottom because it is the freezer. However, it is smaller than the PT30, so I'm going to have to put it on top, which could be interesting because, you know, I like to have the refrigerator on top usually so I can just open it and grab stuff. I will figure this out though. I really will. Okay, here they are, and I have it set where it's like right at the edge with one another, and then I have this non-slip mat, so it doesn't really go anywhere once it has weight to it. So I think it'll be okay. I can also, while I'm driving, put this in the back, which is also an option. But the main thing that I need to always make sure is if I do leave it stacked, can I see out my window? And yes, I can. Realistically, I'm probably going to take 3 big batteries again. That seems to be a good number for me. It works out well with having the weight of the freezer, the fridge, my laptop, the other stuff. And then I'll use my charging system with this guy right here as my primary source of power for one of them. As always, I will hook in my DC adapters to 2 of them as I'm driving so that they can replenish. But while I'm sitting at camp, I also have a couple portable panels up in the roof that I'm going to be able to bring out and charge up my power units. So 3 good power stations. Now, I do like the all power that I've had hooked up for quite a while. It's really wonderful, so I'm going to keep that one. I'm debating on if I want to take a different all power station as my secondary, and then the V2 is definitely going by Jackery on this trip because for cooking, it's just hands down the best one that I've used. So I have to make some tough choices on the size of the 3rd battery and if I want to take something larger or smaller. Now, a lot of people will say, why do I need that much power? Because I don't like to have to sit just to recharge. And I have a lot of things that I'm going to be doing that are going to require extra power on this trip. So it's fine. It's fine. I do realize the irony of me saying I don't like the cold whenever I'm about to go camping, likely in some cold weather, but there is a huge difference. Texas is experiencing like a polar vortex again. So it's very, very cold, and it's like a wet cold. Where I'm going, it's going to be a more dry cold. And also, I don't really stick around for multiple days if I am this cold. I do the activity I want to do and then get up out of there to someplace slightly warmer. So there's a big difference. Being consistently out in the cold is just like being consistently out in the extreme heat. It just makes your body tired. So I try not to do that. I try to travel with the weather as much as possible. I try to camp in places that if I choose to go into the cold, I'm making a physical choice because there is something I want to do. And otherwise, I go somewhere else that is slightly warmer. Now, slightly warmer doesn't necessarily have to be super warm. It just has to be not bone-chilling cold. The coldest night I've ever slept in the van was 9 degrees. And you know what? I survived and it was fine. I've camped in the van several times when it's been 20 degrees. I camped once when it was 13 degrees. That was actually colder feeling than the 9 degrees because it was in a more moist temperature area. So it was like, it just eats your soul. So I'm not afraid of it. It's just I don't desire to do it frequently. So that's kind of that. Okay, I'm gonna make sure this is all broken up. And then we're gonna go work on the van some more. Oh, I just came back inside. I have my package. This is the last package that I'm waiting on to organize my van. It is cold outside. Even with my extra layers, my numerous layers, it's just cold. Snow hasn't fallen yet, so that's good. This is what I've been waiting on right here. This is going to allow me to have a place to sit in the van on something. It's a little bit more secure, but also it is going to give me something to store some of my items in. Oh, this is very small. This is not correct. This is not correct. This is supposed to be double this size. Oh no. So, I may have to use this one at my base camp because this is not the right size for my van. And then I may just have to take one of my poofs from base camp on the road with me, and it does not match. And that might have to just be okay for now. Okay, back out in the van, 48 degrees. It's been sitting here in the sun. I was trying to warm it up a bit so that I could get up onto the roof and not freeze to death by parking it in the sun. So, yay. Okay, so since I am in the van, there's a few things I need to do. I need to take in all of my sunglasses and change them out to the ones that I want to be taking with me. I have a patch that needs to go up. This is an identical patch to the one that I had in here previous. I ordered 2 of them. I just want it to stay in here. I just have to figure out where to put it. I've already kind of gone through the back and figured out my food. I've purchased some things. I've gotten things ready to go into the freezer. I'm not going to put those in until right before I leave because that's the last thing that I do. I also am about to probably go and grab the battery packs out of the back so I can go ahead and charge everything up. That's an easy thing that I can do inside. And then other than that, there's a couple things that I need to put in the back, and that's about it. Now, I will have to stuff that pillow and sit it in the back, and maybe I'll wait to order another one just to make sure I like this solution. I think that would be smart. And then other than that, I just need to do some self-care maintenance. I need a haircut really bad. I'm debating on if I want to bleach my hair or color my hair. And so all of that I'll be doing tomorrow whenever it's clearly going to be the worst day. I kind of think this is a funny place for it, right next to the bunny there. So that's good. I also need to check my insurance paperwork to make sure I have the most up-to-date stuff. And it looks like I am good until like March with this one, so that's good. I need to call my bank. My only hesitation is calling my bank now. I don't know what day I'm leaving yet. So I do need to do that though, just to kind of let them know, hey, I'm going to be on the road. And these are the places that I'm going. And with that plan, I should probably put on some sunglasses. Oh, because even though it is still really chilly out here, it's also blinding. Okay, so I was in the process of putting everything in the van and I'm pretty close now. And I got this little package from Revert and it's so cute. There's little capybaras on it. And I was like, what is this? So I opened it up and there's a note. And then there's socks in here from Revert. So I'm going to actually be putting these in the van also. These could not have come at a better time. These are going to be perfect for some adventures. Now, I try to share things with you guys that I find valuable or that get sent to me just so you can kind of see what all's out there. I was not expecting this package at all. In fact, it was kind of like a little breath of fresh air because I've been super stressed trying to get everything together, and you know how it gets whenever you start to like get closer and closer to departure and then things are just kind of going awry. Well, this came and I'm so excited. It says here, we're so excited for you to try our socks. Each pair is made with sustainable materials like organic cotton and recycled fabrics. I am so excited about this. This is right on brand for things that I enjoy. As you guys know, through Mountain House, I have been a part of Leave No Trace. I have tried to recycle through TerraCycles, and when I can, I try to do the right thing. And so this brand is kind of aligned with that, which is really awesome. But this part right here, for every pair of socks that we sell, we plant a native tree in the rainforest to help the environment, and we support the local families. That is so awesome. This goes right along with like what I did with Tree Card. Of course, with Tree Card, every 10,000 steps that I take, they plant one tree. I've been doing that for a couple of years now, and it's really nice to be able to, even in the small ways, give back. So this is really cool. And so they dropped their IG on here and said, if we like them, we can share them. So I'm sharing them with you guys. It is Revert Apparel. And again, little box, 3 pairs of socks in here. So they come in these little bundles. I'm so excited. The colors that they sent me are really nice also. I'm very, very honored for this to have come to my house as like a little PR package. Thank you guys. Not often am I just like surprised. I normally kind of know what's coming in. Ooh. Oh, these are cute. They have, of course, the reinforced toe box, which is a little bit thicker, super soft. Also, same thing for the heel. The materials themselves are soft. They're stretchy. They're nice. Let's see what else we got here. These are cool. And then on the back here, you can't really read this, but it says every step matters. I agree. For all of those who are out there trying to make a difference, you can sometimes feel very overwhelmed by trying to make a difference because the world around us is just insane. But we can make a difference through little tiny things that we do, through the products that we use, through the companies that we support. And so if you have an opportunity to try to like do something positive for the environment, you know, it takes exactly 2 seconds to get out there and just be like, hey, I'm going to try this. In the meantime, though, I went ahead and filled up my waters with my filtered water. My toilet has been restocked. I have some new bags. I have the poopery and everything in there. And then, of course, in the van, I already have the solidifying gel. So I'm going to check out that to make sure I don't need to restock it or anything. But this is all ready to go in. And then I will take these and put them in there too. I also have this new cup from Set Power. They sent this to me for Christmas for being basically an ambassador. And it's really, really cute. I love it. It's just basically kind of like a Stanley in the size, but I love this little sleeve. This is an insulated sleeve to keep it warmer or colder, but also it has this strap on it. So while I'm filming, I can have a nice water bottle that is strapped in that I don't have to unstrap just to be able to use. I can throw it over my shoulder and I'm good to go. So this is going to be filled up and the last thing I put in the van. I also have one other thing that I need to figure out how I'm going to put in the van. This is just a little crank radio. I did get this at Van Miss. In fact, I got this from Anthony. We did our white elephant and he brought in this little box and I was like, oh, that's mine. And then I ended up with it. I was so excited because it is a little weather radio that you can crank. You can pull out the antenna so you can tune in to all the different radio stations and find out what's going on around you. It also has a light on it and it can be charged up and be used as a battery. So what I'm going to be doing with this is figuring out a good place that's easy to access this, and I'm going to be putting it there. So I have to figure out where that is going to be exactly. I'm not sure. But other than that, I'm pretty close to finished. I've already packed the roof box. I have all the things taken care of up there. My clothing is all clean and most of it is put away. I just have the poof to still put in there, and then I think I'm finished with that. I have my fancy clothes already pulled to the side, so that's gonna make that a lot easier so I can just grab them if I like go to Vegas and see Riley maybe. We do have something kind of cool planned in Vegas, by the way. I am so excited. It's for the special project, but also for Riley's channel, but I will be sharing a little bit here on this channel. So we will see, but that's just one of the destination stops that we're going to be making. Of course, got a lot planned. I'm just a little overwhelmed getting there, but it is coming together. So just a little bit more and I will be where I need to be. Guys, we're not here for a long time, but we are here for a good time. I'll be seeing you on the road on the next one. Till next time. Bye.